Hey everybody,
Hey.
Welcome back to X's for Show, your premier media response show where it's a Monday night, so it's a little bit unusual. Usually we talk Drag Race Sunday nights, but we're doing it on a Monday, bringing it to you all the best we got. I'm NICO Action, NICOACTION.
I'm TK. You can find me at TK Accidental.
That makes me Tori at SM Tori with an I.
Hey everyone, it's Jonah, and I'm followed places called Peak Jonah.
Oh. That makes me your producer, KEVO. You can find me at KEVO Really. Sometimes I hit the wrong buttons and banners. We have so many shiny ones over here. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment so we know what you want us to cover in the future. But we've got a Lalaparuza to peruse, do we not?
Okay, so I don't know if anybody caught this throughout the season. I might have mentioned it once or twice, but like I really like Susie Toot, and I had a moment last Friday where I felt disappointed and a little heartbroken, and then I really don't think this was necessarily what Rue wanted, but I really feel like it was great complete storytelling that Susie Toot, the girl who can't lip sync and dance to modern songs, wound up lip syncing and dancing her fucking way to the crown.
I really want to give it up for production. They let the girl actually say we've come back from time away many moons ago, so that you could kind of get the idea of there should be growth that we are expecting. And I think Susie Toot really came in being like, okay, so you said this, and this. Baby, I know how to take a note. Let's go. And I was very pleased because I'm also a Susie Stan account over here.
And I really agree that it was good to see change. Yeah. Mm-hmm. TK.
I think they had written something completely different, and then Arietti walked in the door and they were like, fuck, we can't act like this was just a week ago.
yeah. And it also
not a bad thing at all. It was very cute that they all... It's wild that you can do that much cosmetic surgery, chemical peels, hair bleaching, teeth whitening, it still can't have been that much time. But live your best life. I would do all those things if I could too. But yeah, I do think it's weird because Susie did everything that you just said, and she won, but for me, immediately, the weird thing was that it started out with her being like, the only song I wanted to do was Liza with a Z. And so I was like, oh, like I love Susie. She'll get eliminated early because she still has the same energy if she wants to be, the Broadway queen that harkens back to the 20s, which phenomenal identity, great branding. You can make a career off that. At this point in the challenge, she's not in the finale. I'm not here to be like, well, how can she win? So I'm no longer really critiquing Susie the contestant anymore. I just want her to be happy. But I was like, oh, okay, she didn't get her one song. Maybe she kills it in her first lip sync, but her heart's clearly not in it because the one thing she wanted to do, and she clearly just wants to do old classics. And then every song she absolutely slayed. Not only did, the look was... At first I was like, this is just the clown again. But then the look was actually amazing and, sort of timeless from the other direction. It was like a 2025 look that was timeless because it could hearken to and attach to all eras. I don't know, I was just so impressed, but the whole time I couldn't figure out where it was coming from because the whole vibe that I was getting from her was just like, I still just want to do show tunes.
I think she's a smart girl who likes her books, and I think she studied. I really think she sat there and went, so these are all of the moves that Joella is going to do. And so I'm just going to know to counter them. And then it'll be fine. And then her beautiful curls just kind of sprung in front of her face.
Yeah.
I love it.
I was personally called out by the Untucked girls when they were like, oh, the lesbians will love this. Literally 0.2 seconds after I was like, Susie's really eye-fucking me during this Rihanna lip sync. I just, ooh, whoo.
No, see, I now have been questioning, have I been a lesbian this entire time? Because a lot of her lip syncs and the way she looked made me feel things that I wasn't used to feeling, and now I have to reflect internally, have I liked women this entire time? The answer to that, probably still no, but who knows? And this was what was maybe so satisfying about this, and especially because they got to talk about that. They were away for a little bit, and because this was filmed about 2.5 weeks ago, so this is very recent. So like a lot of when they were saying like, oh, we watched this, they have the knowledge of how they came across on screen, what they looked like, which is why so many of them looked even so much better. That you normally have to wait for a little bit after for their time on the show for them to really realize their look.
I just want to add to your point. They read their press.
Yeah.
Yes. And so we have Susie, who comes back. Her makeup looks incredible. It's still in the style of what we expect from her aesthetic. And she came back with a vengeance to prove I can still be me, but I can understand what the judges want to see. And I think that was what was so satisfying, especially with her winning the entire thing. Also, the fact we got Corey Toot on the show. Oh my god! Which I need people to understand when they were talking about Corey on Cameo. I know you might hear me say this, that Corey's the #1 girl on Cameo. You might think, oh, she's the #1 drag queen. No, for a while, Corey King was the #1 celebrity on drag
on Cameo, period.
All of it, yeah.
On Cameo, period.
Wow. And I just want to say, it might be because if you guys take a look right now, this is actually Annie and Cameron Diaz from that recent Annie movie.
Yes.
Cameron Diaz is a lot shorter than I remember, but
but still the same twinkish figure.
But it was so wonderful to see somebody come back with a vengeance, and I think this is a precursor to Susie demolishing an All-Stars. I'm just saying, if she chooses to come back for an All-Stars, I think Susie's going to demolish it.
Yeah.
And the fact that she won a lip sync that she wasn't even competing in, she sat there and did every single word to Liza with a Z.
Okay. Actually, though, can I just say, as you and Kevo literally watched me do it, did I not stand there and do Liza with a Z beginning?
You did a couple of them, including Step by Step by Whitney Houston.
Oh, I did emotionally have a breakdown as Step by Step. Okay, so I'm a good Jersey boy, and so we got the Whitney Houston, and that's ours. You can't have that. She's ours. And Step by Step, you know, I went to Kane University, and for whatever reason, Kane University used a cover of Step by Step by one of our alumnus as like the homepage song. And so like every time I went to our website while I was there, they played that song. I thought every song this night was pretty great. I had a great time with these songs. This was awesome.
I really want to agree, especially after I commented last broadcast that I've been kind of disappointed in a lot of the main lip syncs. This was ultimately really good. We had an inkling it was coming, so we were excited. We were nervous because, you know, you never know if you repeat and turn these things into traditions, if they are going to work out. But yeah, this was really a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I loved the extra twist of do you want to pick your opponent or pick your song? I thought that was really fun. But then I felt like none of the girls really got all like fluffed up about being like, oh, you decided that you were going to choose me, so you think you can beat me at any song? Well, that's what you get for doing to me. Like, I thought Joella was going to go into that monologue, and then she didn't.
Yeah.
And we mostly just had Corey being like, I didn't get to choose anything again. Womp womp.
Her heart went into space today. Also, Bruno is getting a spin-off called Happy Ending, where he gives former queens massages. TK, you look like you've got something queued up, and I promise you, whatever you have queued up is better than that show. Oh, try again for me, handsome.
Yeah, it definitely is. No, I was really just going to say, to me, it seems entirely likely that they had them record a bunch of confessionals where they were like, oh, I'm pissed at this girl for this thing. And that stuff might have come up in a backstage, but they just cut it all because it was just, you know, there's only so much time. But we got no drama and that's ultimately that is a choice, because they could have given us something. They, everybody came in from having been eliminated with just a totally like, oh, I'm disappointed, but it's cool. We got a couple joke angry people, but nobody was actually angry. Arietti didn't attempt to bomb the building. So it was all very normal sauce, which I great, but I have to believe the producers asked for like, now let me get your sassy reaction. Now, are you mad that Susie chose you because it means she thinks that you're an easy opponent? So yeah, I sort of imagine that we did get a bunch of those, and they were ultimately left on the cutting room floor. But this was all very smooth. I don't know. At the end of the day, the other thing this really makes me think about, I did have a lot of fun with this. This was very pleasant. I would not mind this season ending on the 25th and getting a reunion on the 18th. Or having the Untucked for this week be a reunion.
Oh wow, that's so cool, dude! What a great way to expand the format.
Yeah, come on, I'm trying to pitch shit. I really miss reunions. I do miss going over some stuff, getting the chance to talk a little bit, even for positive things, because like I came into this sort of still not loving Lexi or Corey's whole season with Susie, to the point that I was like, I find you two maybe a little bit so petty about this that I find it unenjoyable to watch you sometimes. And in both cases, it seemed like if you really read between the lines and watched some of what was happening during the thing, everybody's very cool with each other. And I'm not doing it because I'm defending Susie. I'm not like that much of a Susie stan. It's more that like I don't like watching the same weak beats over and over again. And
it's
so
tired.
There's even like a moment where somebody says something about like, don't even say that should happen to Susie, and Lexi goes, no, say it, put it out there, which really annoyed me at the time. And I was just like, Lexi, why are you always on Susie? But then I actually went back and watched the episode again, and there's a bunch of moments where they're like hugging each other, so whatever, it's clearly fine. My point being, I would like to kind of suss some of that out via a reunion. Even like when the girls are close after the show, sometimes they do get a chance to sort of rehash ugly moments, and even if it's to have a laugh about them, even if it's to just be like, oh yeah, you were a total bitch then, but now we're friends. And I think that's like
and it's an important element of reality television, which is what this still is. That is something that is incredibly common, and even on something that is severely.
Did you guys ever end up watching the Traitors reunion?
Traitors. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, okay.
That's even a great example.
Yeah, we never talked about it.
Competition-based.
Yeah.
But it's still a reality show, and that's why you watch reality shows, is to watch these things unfold. Like we've talked about the Lexi and Susie story ending on such a weird note when Susie left, after they had that great beat where Lexi realized like Susie is what I could have been, and that's where that comes from. And we haven't got any further closure on that, and now it feels like we never will, because when are they going to talk? And instead we have wish that happens to Susie. Those aren't great notes to have them end on.
Yeah, I think I understand why they're choosing not to do reunions, because then they can do Bring Back My Girls with T.S. Madison at DragCon later. But I think that as much as I love T.S. Madison as the host, and I have no problems and would love to see her continue to do so, I think there is a difference between doing it alone on a stage with the host, just the group of you and the cameras, versus we're surrounded by 200 screaming fans that all want to see us be our most dramatic, crazy, over the top, messy, exciting, beautiful, astounding, inspiring. And it's a very different vibe. And I think that RuPaul and T.S. Madison are both capable of pulling things out of the girls during a reunion if it was just them and the cameras, as opposed to in front of all of that, which is what it seems to be now.
I really feel like in that discussion, there is something to be said about the fact that we sometimes oversimplify. As a culture, in a lot of ways, we talk about the girl group, we talk about the boy band, we talk about these units of queer configuration, right? And I think a lot of it, Kevo and I have been kind of like super marathoning the complete Will and Grace. And it's really funny because the two major creators of Will and Grace, Kohan and Muchnick, they both are such pillars within their community, connected through so many things. Like my actual favorite piece of Christmas anything, it turns out Kevo just taught me today. Kevo, which one was it? Was it Kohan? Kohan's father co-wrote Peace on Earth for David Bowie with Bing Crosby.
Shit.
And this legacy of queerness that we don't even realize, that goes back to Bowie, this man who isn't queer, but is part of the greatest two-person queer TV show writing duo of all time. It ties back to this element of classic queerness. And something that I think is so interesting is when I think about the girls in 15, with the exception of maybe there's a little bit of Lucy. Lucy looks like she would walk into your Kohl's and say, "Your white savior is here. It's fine." So I get being a little nervous about her. So other than Lucy, everybody was she's my favorite. I'm not coming for her. Other than
My
Lucy,
Kohl's.
it seems like a white person store. 15 felt like none of those girls would make that kind of joke about each other. None of those girls would be like, "Put it in the universe." And so sometimes you're like, not my style of humor. But I don't know, I've made jokes that have clunked on this show. And I think every one of us has kind of felt like that. And it's so interesting because the dynamic here is a certain kind of almost acrid girl, acidic girl, a girl with a little bit of face hugger spit, you know what I mean? And that works for them. But I think sometimes what we see is that a Lucky Stars or a Susie might have thrived in a slightly kinder season. Not that these girls were mean, but they had a different sense of humor. And then likewise, I think Acacia would have really eaten it up on a season that was just 100% pure cotton.
Acacia had my favorite moment of the entire night with her OSHA safe death drop. That's what I like to call them. Nothing about those pieces were going to be broken. It was compliant. She had at least 3 points of contact. And
Good.
this was the best moment of the entire night. It's a singular moment. For me, this was everything.
The drag equivalent of that moment when the Tin Man is leaning back and forth.
This was incredible. I hear what you guys are saying, and I also just want to make sure we point out and highlight some of the, especially the positive moments, because in her first lip sync, Lexi was the person to get the most hype. Her standing up and screaming Susie's name because she was so excited at how well Susie was doing. I think just even to talk about that, they're in such a great place. It should have. I wish one of the producers that was running under that makeup table while they were doing it would have pushed them just have a conversation to talk about, how far they've come.
Right.
Just have your stinky breath conversation.
Yeah, they did do it, which I am appreciative that Arietti took the moment to apologize on camera for the show.
It was very big of her new face.
Well, yes.
New or not, she looks amazing. So
she looks
what's
fucking
up, Arietti?
Yeah,
oh my god.
Great. Props to you and your doctor. Overall, so I was thinking about this. I think this was a great episode, but I don't know if this episode was filled with some of the most phenomenal lip syncs. And the only reason why I'm even saying that is because I think we were spoiled with season 16's Lalaparuza, where we had Morphine dominating, we had Megami dominating, Maya did amazing. So many of those girls were more standout, more explosive stage performers in terms of lip syncing, not trying to compare in other capacities. And we didn't really get that moment, but I was so happy and appreciative of our top two. I think Susie versus Corey was really phenomenal. I thought Corey did great this entire the entire episode as well. And it really was I was really I'm going to be really happy with whoever wins this.
Yeah. I think we were really set up for some really bombastic lip syncs. I think we somehow managed to luck out on a lot of things. I really enjoyed basically all of them. I don't think any of them were absolute trash. I think that we had just some really great stuff, and I don't know. I kind of wish that Crystal hadn't gone up against Lana, because I would have liked to have seen her win one round, but that's the way it goes, I guess. TK's muted.
Sorry. I will be a hater on this one. It's my turn. I was so unimpressed by Corey. I cannot believe she made it. Every round, I can't believe she made it through. I was just kind of... I know I'm in the minority here. I don't know what she was giving at all. Go for it. Unmute, Nico.
Oh, how exciting! Now I'm just like my big bro. That's like the coolest feel. I just wanted to say I'm certainly not like Corey should not be allowed back into Dunkin' Donuts for her sins, but like I'm much closer to your camp than the general internet opinion.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wait. Speaking of that, that's why Corey couldn't win, because the episode sponsor was Starbucks, and we're not going to give a Dunkin'
Yeah,
Girl
they're not giving a
Boston.
Dunkin'. They're not giving a
Jonah
Dunkin'
beat me to the Reddit jokes. Jonah beat me to the Reddit
The
jokes.
Boston Dunkin' Girl.
Did we make up that
The
she's a Dunkin' Girl?
colors on
Or...
stage right
No,
now.
she's been a Dunkin'. She walked
Okay.
in Dunkin' colors. She's shaking ice like her whole
I
thing
mean,
is Dunkin'.
also-
She's from Boston.
She's
a
from
Dunkin'
Boston. We're not
Hey,
fucking
from
around.
Jersey. It's
Oh yeah, Dunkin' Colors.
It was my first
Yeah.
run outside in April today, and where did I run to? A Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
Like
Like, for
for
all that-
buddy, don't worry.
Yeah, for all that I want to call her like Sailor Sapphic on these, like it really is the Dunkin' colors.
it's
The
Dunkin'.
Dunkin' colors just happen to be the lesbian flag too.
Sailor
But yeah,
Dunkin'
I thought it wasn't even that I thought Corey was particularly not good in the first one. I really thought Arietti was so good. Now, I understand that it might be a safety concern to let Arietti continue on stage for any long period of time, and that's why she may have lost. I certainly would be worried, but I thought Arietti's reveals were phenomenal. She just looked really good. I thought she gave a lot more. I was very, very surprised that Arietti didn't win. Not in a Corey was bad way, but in a I really thought Arietti was exceptionally good. And while we're on first rounds, I also, now that all is said and done, and we are away from the actual competition, and I've rewatched some stuff and reevaluated a little bit, Lana has one of the coolest personalities of a group of girls. She seems really nice. I loved how many times in Untucked she was the one, and I've quoted her on this so many times. She was the one that's like, how do we fix this and just become sisters again? She is really, really cool. But her vibe for a lot of the competition is, you're welcome for me showing up. Regardless of what she's bringing to the table, it's like, well, I should be getting praised because I'm doing really well, not evaluating if she actually is doing well. And I thought Crystal, again, I just thought Crystal's lip sync was really good. And Lana's was just kind of like, oh yeah, of course I'm great, I'm Lana. It gave me really absolutely nothing. And it gave me the energy that she gave me all season, which is just like, I'm sickening, so I should be doing well. Not I actually did well in this particular challenge, so I should proceed. But just, why would anybody not like sickening old me? Also, Kevo, this was exceedingly funny and 100% true.
I'm ruined.
And I think we do need to talk about it.
My favorite.
The
I
judges
asked for a better picture.
The judges also would have accepted the super cunty Bobaton student, but I don't think we talk about Harry Potter anymore.
I just want to say, Lana looked so special
maybe.
and beautiful and really.
Yeah, she is gorgeous. I mean, I
yeah.
get why she has the attitude of like, I'm so sickening, I should just be allowed to coast through. But then every once in a while, you're asked to compete, which is like, oh, there's other people and you have to do better than them.
I didn't think she beat Crystal, and maybe I love Crystal. I like it.
Crystal.
It's tough because the more I think about it, the more I think Lana is a comedy girl, and she's funny.
Yeah,
But she doesn't. Where's the humor? Where is what
Yeah.
she's good at here?
Yeah, she I feel like there's actually like family systems dynamics with Lux being her drag mother that might be holding her back, because a lot of what she gives is like what you would give if you were Lux's drag daughter and you wanted to live up to somebody who can be a little bit harsh and is sickening as hell and would have very high standards for you and might indicate to you that you embarrass them if you, and none of this is stuff that I know to be true. Lux might not be like this at all as a drag mother. I'm just sort of guessing based off of how Lana plays such a serious game, but then like misses a lot of her strengths in doing so. I will also say, because you like her so much, and I don't want to just jump on the bandwagon, I think I judge Crystal at a really hard curve. Because again, she's the Jersey girl, so you should root for her the way that I always root for Boston girls. But like that means that like as somebody who also critiques on the show, I try and pay extra attention so that we're not just favoring queens that we like because of where they're from or whatever. I legit think that for me, she won this lip sync. Like the energy was just so good. And she was one of the queens that I was like, kind of like, she and Susie were two of the ones that I was like, I actually saw them going to the crown. So I sort of wanted to see how far they got in the lip sync because I wanted to see what they would give at later levels. And, you know, I love Lana, but I really never saw her going for the crown. Even though she left after Crystal, I still just really didn't see it. And so I don't know. Go for it.
Something you said that really struck a chord with me was when you were talking about Lucky Stars. And I really feel like, you know, it crystallized into something when we started talking about Crystal. And I thought about where she was eliminated with that caveman look. And I think about a lot of other girls and where they ran into issues this season. And this season really was the season of, I'm going to do what I want. And I think I am amazing. Even if it does not fall in the rubric of this show, I still think I should win anyway, and I'm going to do what I want. And that, more than you should be grateful for me, was the energy that I got from Lucky Stars was, well, this is amazing, so I should just win, even if it is not what is being looked for on this show. But that's not what you're supposed to be doing here. Like, that's what I especially love about what Susie's comeback was. With some time and distance, she took a lot of the feedback that she had been given, and she still retained Susie Toot, but she put a lot of new elements in, and she really gave us new things that we hadn't seen from Susie while she was on the main show, which really helped earn this title for her, I feel.
I hope that one day Susie Toot finds Jeremiah Beep, and together they can become the Toot Toot Beep Beep family. But more than anything else, Kevo, if you could just please go back to that photo of Lucky Stars for a moment, I would just like to thank Lucky Stars for dribbling her titties ever so gently along the court floor. This was
Can Disney sue? Is this a lawsuit?
I literally wanted to say, like, one of the things that I love is there's lines and lines and lines of Disney products, Vinylmation, Tsum Tsums, things that take the idea of the ears and morph them in different ways. And as a guy who's worked for Disney, as a guy who, you know, I have a Keyblade literally hanging right there. I fucking love this. And I'm not kidding. This is, if you could cover it completely, this is fucking brilliant. Like on every level.
What? The ears are slightly off center. The right ear is more forward and the left ear is more back. So that is how you get away with it.
It's just... It's art, and like that's part of what I love that Lucky Stars did not get to show. There is so much conception in this outfit. There's literally bedazzling on the sleeves because one of the things that we associate with basketball is luxury and high end. There is high quality leather look. This is a complete idea, and like I would have loved so much to get. And she has a lucky star on her cheek. Come on, this woman. Okay?
Which brings me to a point. I might have liked for this to be a multi-day event so that they could... Because
like the thing Lalaparuza.
Yeah, exactly. To make it a festival.
But girl won't slap
because the thing that Instagrammer who Tori and I love, him the rapper, was talking about is like, you guys, everybody did this, but everybody did their reveals not just early on as in during their first number, But early in the first number, everybody had their reveals out way too soon. And you know, he was pointing out like something that I got too. It's not just that they did them early to do them or whatever. Everybody had a sort of nervous energy about like, I got to get this out. Joella, like right from the beginning with Joella, it was just like, gotta make this happen. Gotta go fast. Gotta get the reveal done. And I get it for a lot of reasons. Like a lot of these things I'm sure are very lightly stuck on and not meant to go through 3 numbers worth of movement. There's a lot of reasons why you would need to get it done relatively quickly, and that's fine for a first number. You know, not everything has to happen late in the game, whatever. But if they could have ended after the first round, and you know, I think you could do one day do round 2, and then on the second day, or do round 1, and then on the second day do rounds 2 and 3. But it would have just, I mean, everybody would have gotten a chance to show a little more, to have proper reveals, because it did kind of kill things for the second and third rounds. Like everybody at that point was just kind of sweaty and huffing and naked. You know, they've been stripped of all their effects. You know, Lydia does not look as great once the reveal of the hat comes off, and that's where she's doing her second number.
She winds up looking like Judith a little too light.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think if we're really stuck on this format, especially to replace the reunion, I think give them the chance to really wow the group.
Yeah, I would also love to see multiple outfits. However, I did spend a lot of time staring at Corey King's outfit going, so I guess you're just waiting to take those off? You're confident enough against every girl until the final, and then you're going to try for it? Okay. And then no pasties underneath. I was very disappointed with her reveal, considering she had no others, and it was very obviously a reveal about to come.
Yeah, this is exactly sort of what I was talking about with her, and just being a little bit like, I don't know what we're doing here.
I don't want to be super problematic, but I am going to marry Susie Toot in this absolutely absurd patriotic The Crow look. I want to appropriate it for myself. I think that the thing that we always forget about cool chicks from the 60s is that they gave us the rocker chicks of the 80s. Mm-hmm. And so it kind of makes sense that a cool glam 40s gal would give us rocker 60s girl, I guess. There's just something about like the idea that Susie didn't change who she was. It's still era affected. I mean, she looks a little bit like somebody smacked Lita Ford with Tawny Katane. And like, I'm fine with most of it because she is in fact my cherry pie. But I think the thing that this reminds me is that the girls show the package they bring in the first place, and what they bring when they get a chance to come back is wisdom.
I also want to throw out there, Nico, that in the group chat, I said she looked like Ragged Robin, and you did not say a fucking word.
I must have missed that one. I was probably dissociating with joy that she was back on my television, but in this moment, I completely agree with you.
She looks like Invincible's character, Ragged Robin. Everybody reads comic books.
About to say, everybody, please go read Invisibles, because if you don't, Grant Morrison will eat half of your face.
Yeah.
Not again.
To that, I want to say, talking about the reveals, you never know. You don't know how everything's going to shake out. You don't know if you're going to make it to the next round. And I think they have the mentality of, I have to do everything I can to at least make it to the next round. Because if I don't show it, I'm not going to get the opportunity to, and I don't want to regret that. But it does lead to moments like Hormona, as Susie lovingly described, that moment where you just get home and you just want to take your bra off, and she just kind of whipped everything off. I will say I did love that when Hormona pulled out the comb and did the bob on. Mm-hmm. Love that.
That was solid.
I can't believe that Sadness didn't ask for this same glow up when she came back for the sequel. The fact that Hormona looks better beginning of season to end of season than sadness looks movie to movie. I think it's about time we start thinking about how we treat our animated characters. Our animated characters deserve makeovers, you say. I'll hold on to that for later.
I love that segue.
Oh.
It's a set, NICO. It's
Wondering
not
when
real.
that hint was going to come into Discord.
No, I just want to say that every one of these girls, whether they had work done, they worked their asses off to lose weight, a combination, or they are just absolutely slurping up Ozempic and Botox like it is. Stop myself. I think the thing I am the happiest about is, like I said, we're marathoning Will and Grace, and there are so many jokes that are like, she's a drag queen, so of course she can't pay for anything. Like, we lived in a world where every drag queen was like literally kind of, unless they were RuPaul, they were kind of guaranteed a life of destitute sadness, unless they also slept with somebody who owned most of Mugler, I guess. But
which is why Tu Wong Fu, the most unrealistic part is that both Wesley Snipes and Patrick Swayze had large apartments in New York City as drag queens that they could get ready in, that had a full boudoir and everything.
Yeah.
No. It was in control, baby.
So I just feel like the fact that we've reached a world where these girls make the money, where they can get the filler and the fake teeth, and they can get themselves Dunkin' Donuts. Like, I did have reservations about this show well before I started it, not just because of personal things, but like because of the idea of the monetizing queer culture for straight people. But you know what? If these straight people are making it so that these girls can eat, look beautiful, feel happy, and put away money for their future, fuck, straight people, you owe us. It is time. Pay into the Susie Toot Deserves Beautiful Teeth Fund. She has beautiful teeth, girl. Come kiss me. So. Oh, hey, girl. I love her.
Yeah, they're okay.
They work out. They do the thing.
So, how did you guys feel overall? Did you guys have an MVP? Did you have a girl that you were the happiest to see come back? Happiest to see Lucky Stars come back? MVP, Susie all the way, but not a single girl let me down. I think, if anything, I would have maybe just wanted one or two more dances. Just one or two more lip syncs. If you're not giving me an untucked, if I'm not getting an untucktable, then I deserve the full deluxe treatment. Go 2 hours and I want to see you work it out. I want to see you go off.
Yeah.
It would have been particularly interesting with the 3-person lip sync to find a way to do something and to get another song. I know it's kind of unfair because it makes somebody else have to lip. I don't know how you make it work, but
give somebody who went home a bonus chance and have a 3-way between all of the losers.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, bring back the badonkadonk tank and one loser.
Yep,
if they get it right, it's an extra life.
There you go.
Boom.
Why build that tank otherwise?
Oh my god. I was also I know that this happened last time and I get why we don't have the top 4 do this, but I was a little sad that we really rushed all the runways on this one. Mm-hmm. Like, even the girls entering, we really rushed them to the point where I was like, wait a second. Like, Hormona is talking, but Acacia is walking, and now someone else is walking. Oh my god. And then I barely had time to enjoy these 4 gorgeous ladies, including Dochi Part 2, coming at you.
I will say, seeing this shot kind of solidifies for me why RuPaul upped it to 4 girls, because doesn't this look like every single promo shot from Desperate Housewives? And don't you think Ru loves that?
Yeah,
Sex in the city.
It's every hallway walk.
Yeah.
It's very jawbreaker.
Love Jawbreaker, especially with Jules up there.
Yeah.
Yes, 100. Yeah, she
Lexi too.
Yeah, they're all giving it. I love it. I really do think Susie won. I'm also, they never said this again. They never crowned. They were just like, you get fit. I don't know what. Anyway,
I think it was just sort of like, it was like, I am not giving a crown to this little weirdo.
Yeah, I don't know. I love Susie. I'm glad she won. She's super cool. I have so many questions for her about like what she thinks about herself and her brand today versus when Drag Race started. Because again, like her biggest energy was towards the fact that she didn't get Liza with a Z in terms of confessional stuff. But then like she just absolutely killed every song. So like I'm really curious what she thinks about like the future of her looks, the future of like what songs she would do for numbers. Because I would love to see her do, you know, I want to be loved by you. But like I also now want to see her do, you know, Hypnotized by Dua Lipa. Like I want to see her do.
I just want to walk her through Christina Aguilera's Back to Basics. Like,
Oh my God.
the whole
Truly.
thing.
Yeah.
That song that's out now that samples Girl from Ipanema. Like, there is such a wealth of exploration of this identity. You're so right, TK.
Yeah, so I'm just, you know, I'm really curious. I if all she wants to do is early 20th century numbers, sure, I would still go see the show. I'd be totally into it. But more than ever, I would be like, hey, can I sit and ask you why? Because you killed Training Season, a song which I despise. And you made, I think it is one of her worst songs.
I mean, as long as you, the curve on a Dua Lipa song is like, just don't pay attention to the lyrics and always remember she's beautiful.
Yeah, I try and really never watch her perform them. So that's, but Training Season in particular, I think, is a poorly written song that sucks and I hate it. I love Hypnotize. I love Physical. I love the song, but the lyrics make me want to drive my car off a cliff. Anyway, I love
everybody. Please go see Demanda Martini perform the shit out of Physical whenever you're in the DC Metro DMV area.
Woo! Yeah, that's great.
Delmarva. I love Susie Toot. Really, I am bummed about some of the early outs because I would have liked to see them go farther. Glad Lucky Stars got a little extra airtime. I'm bummed Joella didn't do better and didn't deserve to go further.
Are you bummed, or were your suspicions just confirmed? Because that's where I'm at.
Here's how Joella
My
could
bar
still
was here,
win.
and she went bonk, and I went, good for you.
I love this girl so much.
I really love her too. I know this was a very her energy has to have been up today. Her heart rate, just waiting for Katy Perry to come back to Earth.
And then when that announcement got cut off, she probably just absolutely pissed that mattress she wears.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you all check under your seats, by which I mean in our group chat, I have sent you pictures of everybody from the finale red carpet. Joella's is especially good.
Joella, they're all really great.
They're all great. Joella.
I was commenting. I was texting TK back about how lucky I am to have. I went on vacation and I watched UK season 4 while doing it, and I think I timed it just perfectly because not only does Susie Toot rocking in Audrey 2 like Danny Beard did, but also Danny Beard just started in Celebrity Big Brother with the JoJo Siwa and Mickey Rourke issues, and it's been a very exciting quinky dink.
But how much did you love Danny Beard's season?
Oh, a lot.
That is a Tory season.
It's built for Tori. I spent a lot of time being like, justice for Copper Top. Wait, but Cheddar gorgeous. But Jomber's blonde. But oh my, I had so many places to look. It was a wonderful season for me. I don't know why everyone was like, UK 6 is the best season since season 2. I'm like, I'm sorry, UK 4 is right here. I was like, at best, you could say this is like Star Trek, where the even numbers are the best ones.
Ooh, I saw somebody that I really respect defending Pulaski today, and I was just like, it's okay to hate on AI. It's not okay to hate on data.
Yeah. Pixie
Data.
Oh my God.
I thought you were talking about Roman Polanski, and I was like, nope.
But no, listen to Roman Polanski. So now that I've Nikki wrapped, okay, who are you gonna miss? What do you want to see? Last thoughts, because we got a game to play. I really, Hormona. I just, bitch, the girl. The amount of pink you wear. As a man who wears a lot of pink, I wear pink literally every single day. I always wear pink or black or both if I have the choice. I would really rather always be in pink and black. Girl, you really raised the bar for pink for me. I mean, fuck.
It's such a specific pastel bubblegum pink too.
Pink
She
in
does.
my
She's not
area?
like Trixie. She doesn't do like the whole. She's like, nope, pastel bubblegum. That's me.
Do you know how hard it is to find that in men's? Like, I have 2 pairs of shorts in that color, and they're both from Kohl's. That's how I know it's a white store. So it's really
That was a callback.
fascinating how she has really managed to have this signature, despite I think most girls who have the fan reaction that Hormona got would not have a signature color. They would just have, they're that girl nobody's very nice to. But Hormona has really managed to build a story for herself outside of this narrative that she snuck onto the show. So I just, girl, good for you. I hope you many great things, as I'm sure one day the world's first incredible Christian drag preacher.
Lord, have mercy.
Let Christianity grow to include. That's all I ask.
I also love this lip sync between Sorcerer Mickey and Princess Bubblegum.
You forked man.
This Cookie Crisp wizard into a cone head, I did
Wow.
not know what to do with.
And the best
And
part
then
is,
again-
none of these girls know what a cone head is.
No.
Oh my god, I still
God,
have the
this
most
ignorant
vivid
slut.
memory of the Saturday Night Live 25th anniversary special of James Vanderbeek and Sarah Michelle Gellar, where James Vanderbeek makes a joke that he says his mom said he was born during a Conehead sketch. So now, yeah, no one knows what
Yeah,
that is. I think
nobody
she's
knows
a thumb.
that.
She's a thumb anyway, because there's a nail.
Oh shoot, she's a thumbhead. Good for her.
Well,
Right?
I'm impressed. She's a thumb and a person. And now the weather. So-
the weather.
And for the record, that was a better David Lynch impression than her Snatch Game. So
Yes.
we are all lucky. Every one of these girls gave us something, especially the girls in the Untucked room who really gave of themselves in private, special little ways. It's actually very revealing to be a fan on air. It's very different because you're actually like judging your sisters in an objective outsider way. I continue to think Anya is one of the most special people to ever be on TV. I would like Anya to win. I'd be very happy if Sam won. I'd be very happy if Lexi won. The little Cuban boy in me is maybe rooting for Jules a little harder than I root for most people, but I objectively would like Anya to win. Last vote cast before we move on.
I am double team. I don't think this will be a double win season, but I am manifesting top 2 Jules versus Anya.
Oh, me too.
I love Lexi. I love Sam. I think they're incredible competitors. If either one of them are top 2 and win, I'm going to be just as happy. But what I'm currently rooting for is Anya and Jules. But I think this is a phenomenal top 4, and I love all 4 of them.
Yeah, I too believe that at this point it is Anya's to win, unless the final lip sync goes wildly out of control, which it could. I mean, because I think that
It does, yeah.
I really don't think that Sam Starr is going to get to the final 2 because I don't know if she can lip sync to beat Jules or Lexi. But I think if Lexi busts out the roller skates for her top 2 lip sync, I don't know, man. That's a very big crowd pleaser. Ooh. But my dream is Anya. I think Jules is a great second. I think Sam Starr is built to dominate All Stars, and I think that's where she's gonna win. And Lexi is going to grow into something so amazing someday, and then win her own crown. And I'm gonna be so happy for her.
Jojo, what you got?
Oh, he gave.
I gave.
You gave.
Yeah.
You're right, Kevo.
He's giving. Yeah, no, this is ultimately a really good top 4. I almost wish that Susie had gone home a little earlier to put more separation between her Lala win and departure. But no, she did deserve it. I don't know that she was going to be able to hold competition for the finale, just for this program because of everything that it is. But I like everyone who's here. I, like many of us, am really Team Anya, but I love everyone. So I don't think I would be too disappointed from anyone we see winning.
Show.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's so obviously Anya's. We don't just go by track record, so of course it's not just that, but Anya has charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent at a level that just sort of surpasses everybody. She has the full combination. I think I would be like, and Lexi is right at her neck, except for Lexi has shown some real insecurity in a way that, like, I have so much respect for, but at times it has not come off as quite. I don't know. I don't want to say that I don't root for her, because I really do. She is my second by a little bit, but it just feels like I want a little more for her before doing that. I know the dream for everybody is just to get the crown. So, like, and it's one of those things where I'm like, I would never want Lexi to hear me say this and being like, oh, so you think I don't deserve it? It's not that. I just don't quite see it. But I think if we're talking about charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent, and who has it, it's Anya to me, but Lexi has it so much. And, you know, Jules and Sam, of course, do too. I just think it's a little bit less. And, you know, Tori, when you say that Sam is built for all-stars, I see that both in terms of, like, I think she would really make an all-star season enjoyable, but also in the same way that I didn't feel that Trinity should have won her season, and I love Trinity on All Stars. That's almost the same flaw. Again, there's like, now we're really going to have to start studying, you know, drag genetics and drag family, you know, what you pass on hereditarily through your drag family, because we've got these Lanas and these Sams, and I'm just noticing things that I'm like, I see echoes of your drag parentage in how you're playing on this show. And, you know, in the case of Sam, for me, that's like, yeah, I think you're not quite there right now, but I would absolutely love to see you on All Stars, and I would love to see you on All Stars having embraced some of that stuff that you don't really embrace now. Like, again, I can't stop going back to her saying that she can't do ugly because it's against her religion, and just fully throwing a runway challenge because she wasn't willing to do this thing that's like can even be fun. But, you know, come back for All Stars and do that stuff, and I'll be super stoked to watch you. Anyway, Anya, I love you so much. I really hope I'm going to be watching you take that crown in less than a week's time. Absolutely crazy. But in the meantime, I'm trying to get closer to a crown myself for an amazing team of girls. NICO, unless you have any extra thoughts that you would like to bring to the table, I would like to get my team a cooking.
No, I thought you were going to be so brave to talk about your dental work on air, fully forgetting what we were doing.
It's so funny because my partner did in fact get a crown.
Oh, chica crown. No, I was just thinking to myself that entire time, I don't have any more jokes to make because I would be pretty concerned that Arietti would steal them. But in that regard, I'm really glad that Arietti didn't face Jules in a lip sync in the Lalaparuza, because she might have stole her bionic spine. So I can say that because I have bionic parts. So I actually do. And hey, what's up? Also, hey, what's up? Also disabled?
Yeah, it's fine. You got bionic parts. I like bionic parts. It's fine.
I have purchased 3 different versions of Aguilera's bionic. So we are here to play Draft Race. This is one of our favorite things. It's so crazy because we are coming to the end of our first season. So the season 1 filter elements will be gone by next year, but I'm going to miss some of the janks, some of the kinks, some of the fun. It has been so exciting. Kevo, would you please bring up our scoreboard when you have a moment? We have had such an incredible time with everybody's teams. Just a quick recap, just so everybody knows. I have Vanjie, Simone, Raja, Heidi, and Saphira, and my badges are currently 1 Vanjie, 1 Simone, 2 Saphira. Jonah has Trinity, Naomi, Nymphia, Rose, and Bianca, for which he is rocking at least 1 badge for everyone but Naomi. That's 1 badge for Trinity, Nymphia, and Rose, but 2 for Bianca. Team Tori is a 2 for 2-fer, and that is 2 girls with 2 badges, Shay and Roxy, alongside Chanel, Plastique, and Morphine. And then TK is bringing it up with the funniest ladies in drag with Katya, Jada, Bob, Willow, and Violet. And that's 3 badges, Katya, Jada, and Willow. So we are here today. We are mini challenge less, and we are here to just maxi challenge. And guys, what do we do before the finale? We do makeovers, right? Now, I'm going to send in these instructions because they're not hard, but they're certainly NICO.
Oh dear.
Oh God, she even knew to say "oh dear." So, in the grand tradition of RuPaul Drag Race, everybody does a makeover, but we need to focus in on how we can have our 3 girls do their makeovers. So, one of your girls, of your 3 that you pick, will make over you. Pick your girl who's gonna make you over and how you're her drag daughter. One of your girls makes over one of the 2 girls she didn't pick. Where did the family resemblance come in? And your 3rd girl makes over any cereal mascot.
Ooh.
Any cereal mascot.
So, what I love about your choices specifically is it highlights a lot of elements of this game. It brings yourself to this game. It brings your team to this game and further knowledge of the girls and how you feel they would interact when one is in charge of the other. And it brings into account the fact that this is not reality. We can do things like make over mascots to be matching drag queens to our teammates. We could do any fictional character. If we do a season for Halloween, we could do Halloween makeovers of horror villains. So I thought that was a lot of fun.
I really appreciate that. I was really excited about it, and think that there is something kind of funny about that cereal mascots are always, like, they really appeal to children in ways that are tropishly exaggerative, as our drag queens.
Yeah.
So there actually is, like, there actually is a connection. Muppets as well. I also thought about doing Muppets because Muppets are also
save
drag
that one.
queens.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is Kermit the Frog but the world's greatest drag king? Like, really seriously. Like, I mean, it's amazing. A lesbian like Kermit the Frog, she'd be your best fucking friend you've ever had. So, that's why I have Tori.
It's true.
She runs the show.
What is it, Karen? Keep it gay, keep it gay, keep it gay.
So, makeovers fall under uniqueness.
They
So,
do.
please check your uniqueness numbers. Think about who you would like to make over whom, and how you would like to lay all of that out. I knew the challenge, so I am ready to go whenever to give you guys vamp time. But like, one of the things that I actually do want to say about makeover challenges is the thing that is special about a makeover challenge is that it's about somebody sharing their most personal thoughts about themselves. Like, when you ask me to identify the things that I love about other people's art, I can gush about, like, oh man, this makes me feel that, and I get excited when I see that. But when you ask me what makes me proud of my art, I get teary, and like, there's things that mess me up, and like, the lyric might be the dumbest lyric you've ever heard. It might literally be having a good time, but because I remember what a good time I had that inspired me to write that song, I get teary. That's what some of these girls do when they share their makeup, when they share their look. They share that special part of themselves that is brave, that is cool, that is what made them a famous drag queen in the first place. And I think that is what I love about so much of these special challenges when they come up. You're talking about an opportunity to see these girls bare their soul. So I am here just to keep vamping for a minute. I'm taking messages, seeing people talk, because as the guy who collects all the answers.
It's so fun, isn't it?
Well, I already at least have one set of votes, so I'm gonna go because I can do me while y'all get your ideas together, right? So, I am going to send my list to KEVO and go from there. Now, one of the things I just want to say one more time is that it's one girl makes over you, one girl makes over one of your other two girls, and one girl makes over any serial mascot. So I want to start with the girl that I would like to make over me the most. I would love if Saphira and I did like a Penzance thing, maybe a Pinafore thing, maybe we do something. Oh, gosh, maybe we do something really crazy and we do Candide, and like she and I do Glitter and Be Gay together. Like
as long as you don't do the Mikado.
Fuck. Okay, we shouldn't do Mikado. I will give you that. Oh dear.
You don't want to be three little mates from school?
Three little gays from school are we? So I would love for Saphira to make me over. I love her so much. I would love to see Raja make over Simone. I believe that they have such different aesthetics, but it is so rare that we see a beautiful person with black skin tone get to make over a beautiful person with black skin tone on these shows. So often it's like, oh no, will the girl have makeup that matches the skin tone of the girl she's been paired with? And I think the idea of getting to see Raja so lovingly show someone she respects beauty, an opportunity to feel glam and exciting in a different way. This is two exquisite queens treating each other exquisitely. And I would just love to see Raja bring that sense of caricature to Simone's excellence. And I would like to see Vanjie make over Tony the Tiger. Yeah, right. Yeah. Put milk in it. It's good. Yeah. No, I look like a tiger anyway. Now we're both tigers. Right. Yeah. So, I don't know why it's Kevin James and not Vanjie, but things happen.
It always is.
But so I would really like to see Saphira make over me, Raja make over Simone, and Vanjie make over Tony the Tiger. And that's my pitch for makeovers. Whom of you lovely three feels confident going second?
I can go.
Go for it.
All right. So first off, the most obvious thing in the world. This is my dream in life. Violet Chachki makes over me. She's really mean to me the entire time. She's so disappointed with my body. She consistently stops production to see if I can go get full laser hair removal. And almost walks off set when they say no. And that she just has to figure it out with what I've got.
We didn't ask you to excise your kinks on this show.
She believes she coins the phrase, "Why is your face like that?" And I have to insist that 30 Rock happened beforehand. But at the end of the day, she pulls it out. And before any of you say anything, we win the challenge because of that. So, game over. We can keep playing, but just so you know, that is what happened.
How small can your waist go?
I mean, that's the thing, is I really feel like my ability to deal with suffering plus my weirdly misshapen organs due to a birth defect, I think I could go real low. I think
he can go real Dorito. I've seen it.
I think this would impress her. I think this is why she would eventually forgive me for my back hair.
You should call him VHS because the taping is so for real.
Ginched. So that's thing one. Thing two, Miss Jada Essence Hall takes a turn on Katya Zamolodchkova. It's not a look that Katya is prepared to serve, but it is a look she deserves. Jada attends to Katya ever so lovingly, but Katya is a comedy queen, and though she can serve something glamorous, I think knowing that she has the cereal mascot here to interact with, she becomes so playful, she sort of forgets the fashion elements that Jada is trying to bring. However, the look is absolutely stunning. The wardrobe is a bit of a challenge because Jada is so tiny, but they work together. They figure it out. They're both excellent seamstresses. And in the end, we get something that's a lot of denim and lace. Last but not least, Bob the drag queen makes over Lucky the leprechaun. And inspired by Katya's presence there, it's sort of a Mike the Arm from Twin Peaks type of vibe for Lucky the leprechaun. They teach him the dance. But, instead of just a red suit, it's sort of a red pantsuit that also has a really long flowing train. And enormous red wig that still has a tiny top hat in it, that when he pulls off for a moment, sort of Sasha Velour style, Lucky Charms mushrooms come pouring out of, in a trail behind him as he stomps the runway. He gets so emotional every time he thinks of food. It's just, the effects are phenomenal. Bob has a great time. And it's a show.
I love it. I had a great time listening. I love taking notes when you guys are talking, because one of the things that I wind up with is like my version of what you said. And when I play it back, I'm like, it is mostly what he said, but I held on to the parts I want, where Lucky the leprechaun comes back and storms season 9 with the mask on. No, I love this. I love the way you really include each girl's personality as an element of not just their humor, but how they relate to other people. Yeah, humorously, Bob with Lucky, but Jada would have such a great time that she would start laughing and kind of lose the plot with Katya, because they would make each other laugh like that. And that's so sweet.
Yeah.
Love.
Tori, you're already doing the shims, so you gotta give it if you're doing the shimmy.
All right, folks. We are going to start off with the one that I've thought the least about, and yet I'm still going to crush. We're going to have Chanel making over myself. I'm just seeing white Christmas, sister, like holiday joy, like bringing all of that together into drag family resemblance. I think going for it. I think maybe we could even Mrs. Claus and Mother Winter, like the mistress of Mr. Claus, all kinds of stuff. I think it'd be super fun. I think Chanel would know how to turn an old gal like me out and really give some serious fun drag. I think it'd be super great. I think next up we've got Miss Plastique making over Morphine. I think it would be a battle of makeup artist supremacy. I think Morphine would be extremely happy, but also a little like, oh, is that how you're doing that? But I think it'd be all in good fun, and they would just be constantly all over each other. I think that it would be so puss on the runway between the two of them. Just whew, stunning. The face, the hair, the ass, all of it. Everything's going. And then finally, I chose Roxy to do our favorite Tricks Rabbit. Because I think that, if you're gonna toss your salad, you gotta invite a rabbit over and show them what Jessica Rabbit could really be.
I love that. That is so fun, so silly, so cute. And one of the things that I love is I did not expect everybody to pick a different cereal mascot.
Honestly, I'm terrified that Jonah's gonna be like, well, you know what I love? Tricks.
No, I'm literally letting you know. I got all everybody's
Not
answers.
even in my top 5 cereals.
No, and Tony was my third choice. So I was really surprised that nobody even picked my number 1 or number 2. I expected everybody to go for Count Chocula or Frankenberry, but no. So I just really love that everybody's cereal mascots actually do kind of reflect the girls in like a really genuine way. So that's really cool. Jonah, what you got for me?
Well, to start us off, I would love to be made over by Bianca Del Rio. I want her to go, sit down! And I just kind of go, yes, ma'am. I just kind of sit there, and then she does a beautiful face for me, and we wear great dresses that she wore in her season, and we would win, TK. I understand that you might not be able to fulfill the requirements of being a winner, so I will have to step in afterwards.
No, bye, host. Bye.
So that's what I think. That's what happened. We look beautiful and elegant and everything fantastic. Next, I would love Naomi to make over Rosé. I would love Rosé to have a full Glamazon model makeover just once, because Rosé kind of lives a little bit more in theatricality, campy, and I love that for her. I think Naomi would have the requisite skills to turn her out to make her into a full fashion model. And then lastly, I think it would be hysterical if Nymphia Wynn made over Captain Magellan Crunch. I think it would be the funny, which he has I'm sorry, Captain Horatio Magellan Crunch by his full government name. I think
forever.
Hysterical if she put him into something funny, like had to make a joke like a win to his sails. That's what I would love.
I that is, of all of the people I expected, I thought we might see like, I don't even know. I thought Katya might do the Cookie Crisp dog, but like some of these choices, that is one more time.
I almost went with Carmela Creeper, who's one of the monster ghoulies. Mm-hmm. She's a goth baddie and she's already in drag, and I didn't want to like change. She's perfect as is.
I love this. I love everybody's choices. One more time. Saphira made over me. Raja made over Simone. Vanjie made over Tony. Violet made over TK. Jada made over Katya. Bob made over Lucky the Leprechaun. Chanel. Because everybody put me. So I almost said me. And I'm like, that is not correct. Chanel made over Tori. Plastique made over Morphine. Roxy made over Trixie. Bianca made over Jonah. Naomi made over Rose. Oh my god, I said Trixie. It's the Trix Bunny. Bianca.
Actually, fun fact.
Yes. That is really incredible. Bianca made over Jonah. Naomi made over Rosé, and Nymphia made over Captain Crunch. What an unbelievable group of girls, just being incredible. I'm going to do a little bit of adding. So while this is going, if you guys want to talk about this, or even if we want to jump back for a minute to the amazingness that was the Lalaparuza, I am all in while you guys do your thing.
I actually have a question.
Okay.
Because I'm a terrible friend who has yet to go back and rewatch all of your season 16 coverage. But can you talk to me about, did it feel similar to have Morphine go down the week before the Lalaparuza and then win the Lalaparuza? Did it feel as like disjointed of an arc? Because even though it is like it's your lowest point and then it's your highest point and it's a redemption and it's all of that, like it's true what KEVO was saying, that there is like, you kind of wish the person was a little further back so you could get used to the idea of them not being there.
No, because as much as we love Morphine, as much as she is a sweetheart, as much as she is one of the best lip syncers, as well as one of the best makeup artists the show has ever seen, in my opinion, nobody was illusioned with the fact that Morphine had a chance at winning. At that point, Morphine had already been in the bottom about 3 times. She didn't really have any challenge wins. She wasn't fully excelling. She wasn't crushing the competition like Susie was. So we were, as sad as I was to see Morphine go, and I think she did a phenomenal job that week, it was, okay, I kind of understand this. When they got to that top 4, I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I had actually needed to be convinced that Morphine was going to be who she was. A number of her early comments, just kind of like, it's so weird to talk about, because like I know I have such incredible passing privilege, and I really do identify these days maybe a little bit more as a guy named NICO with a big bald head is Greek. But as a very proud Cuban man, you know, there is a certain element to being in Latino communities where, like, you're a little bit trained to immediately be kind of a gossipy fishwife on market day and be a little shady and serve the tea. And Morphine kind of came in exactly like me and my cousins. And like when you sit at the table with someone's cousins that are not your cousins, the conversation is kind of like, and where are you from? No, originally. And like you get into that, and like I brought some terrible learned behavior about culture to my experience with Morphine, where I was like ready to fight her because she seemed catty in a way that was counter to my cattiness, and I found that very tough. But one of the things that really wound up winning me over was coming to realize that she doesn't just care about her sisters, she loves them in whatever form that needs to take so that she can be there and support them. So she was someone who her talent was strong, but maybe she struck me the wrong way initially. But by the end of the season, I came to understand the person, not the package. And that was the difference. The fact that she got the redemption she deserved felt justified.
It was also a little different because of the way the season 16 one was structured. Mm-hmm. Megami did 4 lip syncs. Right. So even though Morphine 1 deserved to win, it was great, and put on a good show the whole time, it actually sort of felt like the Megami show the whole time, because on top of doing well,
I bet he loved that.
What's that?
I bet he loved that.
Yeah, of course. You know, it for somebody who did not do very well in the main show, to show that hard in the lip sync, and not just to like win, but to have like solid gimmicks, you know, to bring a hand puppet into the mix. It wasn't that I was like, oh, Megami was robbed of that win. It was more just like she got the most screen time and stage time by a notable margin, by literally 25% more lip sync than everybody else got. And so like it was a lot of her show. And then yeah, like there was no reason that Morphine shouldn't have won. Morphine did great the whole time. And that energy also sort of, I feel like I was re-looking at the lip syncs. I feel like I remember the whole time being like, yeah, the right person won, the right person won, the right person won. Just like, this is going great. Everybody's doing awesome. Fun to see. Done. The energy for this one was so different because I kept being confused by the winner. And I, you know, it was Susie's the whole time to win, and Susie kept winning. So that part was great. But yeah, I don't know. The energy was pretty different, and the watching experience was pretty different. I do, looking at the formats, if they have to do it again, I hope it ends up being a situation like the season 16 ones, where it's more lip syncs in that first round, and then you get the fourth round rather than how it happened this season.
I love that. I hadn't even thought about the format differences, because I was like, Jonah and Kevo, the three of us were just so blown away when they announced the format change this season that I kind of didn't even think about the ways that I might have preferred the previous one, because I was so dazzled by the new. Talk about a Power Ranger Zord situation. Are these better? I don't know. They're new. Buy the toy. So,
well, yeah, but you know, and there is really that too. It's like because the season changes a little bit every time, even though a lot of stuff stays the same, you do sort of identify and you have your specific memories of that time. And like, yeah, like I really do. My memory of the season 16 Lalaparuza is that like it was Megami's show the whole time. And even though she didn't win, and that's fine, and I love Morphine and am very happy that Morphine won, I walked away from it just being like, because the thing was, I'd gotten tons of Morphine that whole season, and again, totally great, not an overfill or anything, but like I knew her really well. Megami was a person I was really excited about, who I felt left too early, and I didn't get to see a lot from her. So getting to do 4 different lip syncs where she got to show a ton of personality was a lot of fun.
You know, Megami has so much personality. So I really I love this conversation because it does remind us about why last season was a different ball game. That's even kind of what I was alluding to before when I was mentioning that it feels like the girls' energy is a little different. Like this group of girls feels a little more okay being a little more aggressive. And that definitely changes the way we react to things like the Lalaparuza, where the competition is affected by how these girls interact. But speaking of how these girls interact, I would like to tell you guys your top 4 if you're ready. For the incredible Team NICO, what's up? Raja, in fact, got the spot. The only all of us voted for this choice was Violet for Team TK. Man, dude, I don't know what it is, but like the rest of the internet, we all just want to see you with your shirt off. So we're super excited to see you in a tight little violet corset. None other than the fabulous, the amazing Plastique on Team Tori is bringing it to you. And once again, I don't know what it is about picking people with severe eyebrows, putting the literal hairiest men on the planet in drag. But Bianca putting Jonah in drag is going to be his entry. So I love our 4. You know what? I always pick the order of the lip syncs. So I think what I would like to do is, in my magnanimity, I would like to pass that choice over to Tori tonight. Tori, as co-creator of this game, please pick your lip syncing opponent.
Oh, for me, for Plastique, I am gonna take I'm gonna take Bianca, so Bianca can win. Because I have a -5.
Well, it wouldn't matter. We all the other players have 1.
Yeah,
That's
it's
fair.
not a strong night. So
Uniqueness is some fun stuff. All right,
this is
Jody.
the Lollapalooza.
Hey, you
All
ready
right,
for it?
Jonah.
Oh my god.
Let's roll. 1, 2, 3, roll.
Yeah.
All right, I have a total of 8.
I have a total of 15.
Yay!
All right. I am here to face off against none other than the incredible Violet Chachki, which, for those of you who know what I once named Violet Chachki, you guys understand why this just does not feel right. I rolled a total of a 9.
12.
Well, I am very excited to see Bianca face off against Miss Violet Chachki, the
2
two
people
ladies
who could not want to be here less.
the 2 ladies who are literally here contractually.
Wait, I thought Tori won.
No, I won.
No.
my bad.
Jonah won.
Bianca won, yeah.
It does not really matter.
So
Yes.
I put it to Bianca and Violet, ladies.
They have to do a spoken word number, but what is it? What's something they both know and would do?
Oh my God, no! It should be Boz
Wildly
Lerman
different
sunscreen.
things.
No, Violet wouldn't do that. She would think that was corny.
I
Bianca,
think it's corny. It's what Ruth.
I
thinks
mean,
is cool.
Is it it's cerulean? It's cerulean, not
oh,
blue?
yeah, that's what it is, Tori. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yep, 100%. That does bias me a little bit because I made her Miranda, but that's okay. Yeah, that's the perfect one. All right, I'm ready to roll.
All right, I'm ready to roll.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun.
You won.
What'd you roll?
2.
Oh, okay. I rolled a 16.
Well, I am so happy that this was another fun, fucking fantastic game of one of the most exciting things about Drag Race for me. Just talking about how much we love these girls, talking about how incredible they are and how exciting we find them. Certainly, I do not think in this world for 1 minute that Bianca Del Rio lost that lip sync. I think, though, that Violet Chachki... I'm sorry, backward. Violet Chachki lost that lip sync. I think that Bianca Del Rio summoned it out and found a little bit something that appealed to Rue, just a little different. But
And do you know what that gets her?
A
Our
badge?
first triple.
Yes, it
Yeah,
is. Yes, it
baby.
is.
Oh my gosh, guys!
She is
I
a
don't.
winner.
Oh my
I really,
god.
really don't have 90 better minutes of my week. No, I don't, because like so many great TV shows are going away. As a matter of fact, we have to have a quick conversation on air that we haven't had in a really long time. And I actually like, for the first time since the finale of season 15, there will not be in any English speaking edition a Drag Race on air between the end of 17 and the beginning of All Stars 10, which is actually really funny because you go from 17 to 18 because it's 18 queens. So it is kind of cool because one of the things they've said is this will feature a really strong wealth of queens. If there's 17 seasons and there's 18 queens, you're guaranteed a queen from each season mathematically. Not really, but you could be. This couple of weeks is going to be unusual. I'm excited, but you know, one of the things that won't change is we're going to be here, because something that will never change is I love these people so much, and we talk all the time, on air, off air. So we're going to be here because believe it or not, I mean, I believe it, and the people who messaged believe it, but like people were like, "Hey, it's Sunday night. Where are you?" And like.
Aw.
It's you know, we appreciate you guys. We love our fans. We think you guys are so great. Please keep tuning in.
I feel like I'm Ben's glory. We've had a month off after every season of Drag Race for like years, and I keep, every time someone tells me we haven't had this much time off, I look it up and the numbers are correct. It's the season of Drag Race ended in April, and the new season of All Stars ended began 4 weeks later.
But there's no UK, no
Right.
Down Under.
No, there was nothing. I keep saying that, and I feel like Ben is glory. Everyone keeps telling me, man, we haven't had this much time off, and I keep being like, no, this is actually the least amount of time off we have had.
I will say,
between
for
those
me,
seasons
for
in
me,
years. For Tori,
for
this is
me, who
her
started
first.
with All Stars 9, it has 100% been 47 weeks of drag.
yes, for Tori, she has
Tori
been
has
not.
had a rough year. It's been 16 months of just go, go, go.
Tori has watched more Drag Race than RuPaul this year. So
Yeah, she quit Down Under, didn't she?
she sure do. She was the queen of already done had herses. And
So-
Had horses.
I remember us starting Global at FlameCon. And I feel like we have not had a break from a Drag Race since then. And I feel like we were
At
watching
least.
something before Global. We were
So,
there was something
yeah,
on
we
before
went-
Global.
It went All Stars 9.
Uh-huh.
The last 2 weeks of All Stars 9 started Canada versus the World.
Okay.
Then it went into Global while Canada versus the World was still happening.
Okay.
Then while Global was happening, UK started. Then
Yeah.
while UK was happening, Down Under started. Then
Yeah.
Canada started.
Yeah.
Then
Then-
Canada went into regular.
Right.
And
So the
apparently
only break we ever get every year
is
is
between regular
between-
and
yeah.
All
So
Stars.
KEVO is
They
right,
shortened
but
it.
because we
Yes.
have a year, because it's a whole year where we have no break until now, it has felt like it's just we never get a break. But
Yeah.
this is the
And also
break.
because I think you guys had UK versus the World at the same time as season 16, something like that.
Mm.
Yeah.
It was a
Yeah.
second cycle where it
Yeah.
linked in. Yeah.
Yeah, where it also linked in. So
And- I wouldn't, Kevo, I really wouldn't take it offensively. You're a white man. We just can't trust you. So when Tori says it, it's a little bit more believable.
oh no,
Oh,
no.
okay. Well,
Kevo is
bye.
Kevo's the best thing to ever happen to me and my knowledge center. I don't know what
What did
anyone
I
else is
do?
talking about.
That's fair. I
That's
love
fair.
it.
Jonah can stay.
Screw those other guys. See, they're only back on because I put them on. I hit the buttons.
Thank you,
Kevo
white
has
man,
the
for all of
most
our power and
power.
privilege. So
You're
everybody
welcome.
coming for the
bitch.
Latino.
Kevo's the best kind of white man. He'll see us at the barricade.
I'm not even one of those, and you're coming for the Irish people. I don't care.
This Valjean
Ireland
over
is
here
dirt.
singing at the barricade. So,
I'm from the part of Ireland where the soil is made of bones.
Tell me more. Laughter.
Other people.
Jonah,
My glasses.
Jonah, where can we find you in
You
the
can find me
Battle of the
places
Bones?
at Peak Jonah. That's Peak.
Tori, is there some sort of Italian equivalent for the Battlefield of Bones?
Yeah. It's called
Fields.
it's called Staten Island. You can find me online at SM Tori. That's Tori with an I.
KEVO,
Sorry,
you
Jonah.
weird warmonger. Where can we find you?
You can apparently find me doing nothing of value everywhere all the time, but especially on the internet at KEVO Really. Now, excuse me while I put up all of the comments to all of the links to all of the social media while this captain rambles on for 18 pages, front and back. If I was a drag queen, I would be Cindy Package and I would lip sync sitcom clips.
Oh my god, that is everything to me.
I can't wait for this short.
Apparently it's not. No, that
I
was
can't wait
just
for KEVO to edit his own short about how amazing he is and post it on our channel, and I will like it and share it. TK,
well,
where are you, man?
I just
Same.
want everybody to know that the Jewish equivalent of the Field of Bones is just your parents' guilt. You can find me
true. The
places
Sea of
at TK Accidental. Last, but definitely not least, and probably talking the most, NICO. Where can everybody find you? Where
you
do you
guys can
make
find me
music?
monologuing, song-alonging, and all things long over at NICO Action, NICOACTION. You guys can check out my music at NICOACTIONMUSIC on SoundCloud, YouTube Music, and more. You should check all of us out on our social medias because we love you. But if you also want to check us out on social media, don't forget to check us out at X is for Show, X is for Podcast, and HTML. That's Husbands Talking More or Less, where you can find all the feeds of this show. We think you guys are incredible and amazing, so like, comment, and subscribe where you can. And 3 things you guys can do for yourselves that would mean the world to us. Number 1, please stay safe. Crazy world out there. Number 2, please be brave. We love who you are. And speaking of who you are, number 3, evolve daily. Who you were yesterday, incredible. Who you are today, uncanny. Who you are tomorrow, dragalicious. And until we come back to see you wear that crown, wear it proud for yourselves, and we'll see you.
Bye.
I didn't put up the signal out and everything, so we're just gonna do this.